I'm Amber Davies, and this is your 5-minute call. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. I am delighted to announce that Tom Francis is going to be sitting next to me on this couch today. We talk all things Sunset Boulevard, Nicole Scherzinger, and of course, being Olivier nominee. I hope you love it as much as I do. So on the sofa today, I feel very honoured because we have a 2024 Olivier nominee with us. Please welcome Tom Francis.
Hello.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. It's not really sunk in yet. I feel like none of the last sort of like 6 months none of it sunk in. It's a bit of a fever dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you hoping to be nominated?
I mean, I feel like, I was. I really was actually. But when it happened, I was just a bit gobsmacked. A little bit like, just confused.
I feel like I'd cry.
Yeah, I just jumped up and down. I was with my best friend, Tim Mahendran. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
He was in And Juliet with me. So I went round to his just to like
celebrate.
And we just sort of celebrated all day, which was brilliant.
So for our listeners, Tom is nominated for Best Actor in a Musical, correct? For the revival Sunset Boulevard, which, if you didn't see it, I'm sad for you. You finished, when did you finish with that?
Oh gosh, January the 6th.
You finished that long ago?
Yeah. And
you've recently announced that you're heading over the pond.
Yes, we're going to Broadway with the show.
I mean, right, let's just, because I normally start in a different way and we go all the way back to the beginning, but I feel like Sunset Boulevard was such a success. I just have to talk about it with you like imminently.
Yeah. It really took me by surprise, the show.
Did you? Did it?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't think anyone really knew.
How big it was going to be.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did. Like Jamie even said, like one of our opening nights, he was like, I don't know how this show's going to go. Like, it could be a really big success. And I think he knew, but I think he was just like keeping us humble. But it really, like, I didn't realize it was going to be as big as it was.
Did you ever have a show watch?
No, Jamie won't let me see a thing. I remember in tech, I would like walk down and I went into like the stalls and I went to go and see Jamie. And Nathan Amzai, our videographer, was watching the walk around that we did. And obviously I could hear everything and see everything. And Jamie was like, turn that off, he's not allowed to see himself. And like he wouldn't let anyone see themselves. Like he was like, that'll kill your performance. If you see or read reviews or see anything to do with like what you're doing on stage, he was like, that's just gonna kill it.
Yeah.
So you just like literally banned it and just like, no one could do anything.
Yeah. Well, for me, I would say it's the best show, the best production I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It was unbelievable. And like the way you played it was like faultless. You were so cool. It was so cool. I just thought, I want to be friends with him.
Making me blush. Yeah, no, I really don't know. I don't really know how that came about. I remember Jamie saying in like the first day of rehearsals, he was like, what the hell are you doing with your hands? I was like, why don't you put them in your pockets? And then that kind of became like
a thing.
And so at any point, I would just like basically always have my hands in my pockets. And it just like, it became like a character kind of thing, but I really liked it and it made me feel really at ease.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was like so casual and like so minimalistic. It was captivating. You know, sometimes you go and see shows and like some people do the most, you know. It was just like you could drop a pin and you could hear it. It was just, it was so detailed.
And there was just nothing to hide behind either. For no one. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there was no set, really. I mean, there was a set, but like not in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
And like the costumes were very plain and like there were no props whatsoever. You literally had nothing to hide behind. Like it was just you and the words and the melodies. And do you know what I mean?
And a hard script and score to learn.
Oh God, yeah.
It
took me a month.
Did it? A month?
A month of like, I wrote every scene down. Also, it was changing all the time.
Yeah.
Because it was a revival and Jamie wanted it to be like a new version of the show.
Well, so he did that.
He definitely did it. So Andrew was just like rewriting songs and rewriting like different underscore bits and like the script would be changing all the time because they really wanted to like bring it into the modern day. But yeah, it did take me a month. Like I wrote like a schedule out for it.
I was thinking, could never be me. Could never learn that show. I'm far too lazy.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Did you ever fuck up?
And
really lose your way?
So like,
give us the tea.
Sunset Boulevard, like the actual song itself is like so hard because like that melody is repeated about 6 times in the show. Basically, for people who don't know, I'm like the narrator of the show. When I'm doing like the sort of storytelling aspects of the show, which like push things on, there's like a motif that comes round and around, but it's always like the same melody, slightly different, and all the words are slightly different. So it's like a quite tricksy one to learn. But I remember doing Sunset Boulevard, which is a melody that I sing, like the actual melody of the song I sing quite a lot in the show. And I was doing this walk around bit in the show where I'd be outside and I was on the Strand and I literally was like looking at the camera and I was like, Sunset Boulevard. No, what was it? I was like,
Yeah, sing for me, please.
No, it was like, I literally can't remember, but I literally was like, bum, ba-da-da-dum, 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 dee-dee-dee-doo, and I just started scatting. And then I just started laughing, and then I just fell apart on camera, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Where I am.
You know what I mean? And everyone was just like, and I had like all of the camera people behind me being like, oh, you're here, and like trying to like tell me where the words were, and I was like, oh my God, that was mortifying. But that was basically the main real one. But you know when you just like go offline?
Oh yeah.
There's a point in like when you're doing a show where it does become a little bit like where it just becomes a job. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, monotonous.
But not monotonous. It's just a bit like you're a bit like numb to it, and you're like you kind of turn up and you're doing it, and sometimes like you just got to really be in it. And with that show, you always had to be really in it. And if you lost focus in any way, something like that would happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just get eaten alive.
So just for context, beginning of Act 2 of the revival, this is at the Savoy Theatre, Tom would do the first song of Act 2 walking around the Savoy Theatre. So he'd go out onto the street. You'd have all the security there, which I know those boys.
What, Danny? Yeah. Danny and Darius?
Yeah.
Shout out Danny and Darius. I love those boys so much.
They were
are
there
funny.
When I was there in 2018. Love them. I love that moment. For me, it stole the show for me. Yeah. And I was waiting for it as well because I'd heard about it. Oh my God, he goes outside. And I feel like I wanted to be down there. Like, would people wait for you?
I mean, on the last matinee, there was probably like 200 people. Like literally on the Strand just to watch that bit. Because they were like, well, we're never going to see it again. So they just like 200 people came down.
And so tell me then, what could you hear? Are you allowed to kind of...
No. So I had these molds made. So they're like, have you ever had them before? Like
no,
innings?
But I know that it does... It's
weirdest
your
experience.
World. Yeah.
Weirdest experience in the world. But they basically like put this foam really far into your ears and it expands. And they like pull it out and it's like such a weird feeling. But then they send them away and then they give you these in-ears which are literally perfect for your like, ears. Like no one else can wear them. And then basically, I have like that into a radio pack and then I can just hear the orchestra and me.
So you could hear yourself? Yeah,
just the orchestra and me. But sometimes it would cut out. So like sometimes there's like obviously frequencies that like everything's working on. Yeah. And so like a police car might come right past and just like hop onto that frequency for a second. Or apparently this is what I've been told. And so like sometimes it would literally cut out like, but only in like a certain area, like basically like the coal hole steps. Okay. Because it was like just a bit of a tricksy area for that. But yeah, like, and that would be a bit sketchy because I'd be like, I'm literally in the dark here.
And what about, because I remember, sorry guys, if you didn't watch the show then, but I remember you like looking directly into the camera. So did you ever think, what if I trip over something, or I need to slow down my pace, or what if somebody comes up to you or walks in front of you in the camera? Like,
yeah, I mean, all of that was encouraged.
Oh,
like if anything, like if people were coming through or doing anything like that, Jamie wanted that. Like that's why it was so electric. The only sketchy bit was I was in like these Air Max and they were a bit slippy. And so when it was rainy, like that was a bit sketchy.
I would pay money to see you flat on your face.
There was one time where I came in, because you know the Savoy steps through the actual entrance to the like stalls and stuff. Yeah. You know they've got these little metal like gold bits on the stairs. And I remember coming in and it was like the first time I'd done it when it had rained. And I came in, I didn't like shuffle my feet on the floor like I do, like I did after this. Yeah. But I literally was going down and I was like, whoosh, and like caught the banister and like, it was a bit sketchy, but. Yeah, no,
I love those type of stories because it was perfect when I came. Like everything about it.
We have like points that we had to hit. Do you know what I mean? Like different like musical points. Like like on the walk around in the theatre, you had to open a door on a certain piece of music for Nicole's room, and then everywhere else, like you're always like trying to hit those marks basically, which is quite fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'd love to ask, what was it like working with Nicole Scherzinger? I bet 1,000,001 people have asked you this, but for our listeners, please give
No, I
us...
love it. I love it. It's lovely. She's just the best.
Isn't she?
Like, there's just like, yeah.
Like,
she just
the
is.
vocals for me, like, it's
Everything.
brought to tears.
Everything. Doing it with her as well, like, I remember when she came in, we did a week of rehearsals and then she came in a week later. And I remember literally standing at the back and she sang With One Look. And then as if we said goodbye. And I just remember being like, I was like, I like got my hairs on my calves stood up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one's ever made my calf hair like stand on end because
Out of
you're
everywhere.
that good at singing. I was like, that was such a weird experience. Like, and just acting, everything about it, she just bears her soul every single time she gets up. And it was literally like being on stage with somebody who's having a breakdown every night.
Yeah.
And also, her work rate is just crazy. Like, she will get in and work from like, she literally probably sleeps like 2 hours a day, and the rest of the time she's working.
Really?
But like on everything, do you know what I mean? Like not just like Sunset, like all of her own like business stuff and everything that she's doing. Like her work ethic is something that I will take with me for the rest of my life because it's just exceptional. And she just eats you alive on stage.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't turn up, she's just like eats you alive.
Does she?
Well, just like because she's so good, you just automatically don't look good if you don't turn up.
Yeah.
Because she's just always there. She never doesn't show up. Like it's absolutely crazy.
And I feel like I can just imagine her being like the most consistent.
Oh yeah. And like every show's the same as well.
Really?
Yeah, she gives it all the time. She'll be like, she'll come in and she'll be like, oh my God, Tom, I am so tired today.
But give it balls.
And I'd be like, oh, are you? And she'd be like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And I'd be like, oh, well, you got this. Go out there. I'm literally like, what? I was like,
what type of tired is that?
I was like, what? How can you just turn that on?
And like, on a personal level,
yes.
Did she exceed expectations? Well, you're not going to badmouth her, but I can imagine she's not got.
She's like a sister to me. No, do you know what I mean? Like she's literally like I text her. Like, I do like lots of music and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm signed to a label. I send her all my songs, and she gives me like advice on like my songs. I'm like literally got this Grammy-nominated artist helping me out with my songs. Like, do you know what I mean? Like she's just like so giving and loving and yeah.
I feel like once you're in with her, you're in with her.
Yeah, but yeah, and she's just so amazing. We share the same birthday.
Oh, do you? When's your birthday?
29th of June.
Oh wow!
So when
cancer?
Yeah, we found that out, and we just basically became like brothers and sisters. But
besties.
Yeah, she's just fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to being in New York.
Did you ever think this would be you? This would be your life? You'd be in this situation?
No. I'm just kind of winging it.
I think everybody is.
Everyone
I love that
is.
you admit that.
Everyone's winging it, but like.
You seem like you have your shit together so much.
No, I have
like,
no idea what I'm doing. I have zero idea what the hell I'm doing.
I think there's something quite endearing about that though, because like I've obviously never met you in person. I've only like virtually met you, and I thought like he could come in here and like be Mr. Big Bollocks, but you're actually just like so down to earth.
Well, thank you. My brother always says to me, he's the kind of person. He's like a lawyer.
Okay.
Very like strategic.
Yeah.
Like, he knows exactly what he's doing. And he always tells me, he's like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know where I'm going to be in 5 years, this year. And I just tell him, I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How do you know that? I was like, no one knows it. I was like, everyone's telling each other that they know what they're doing, but no one has an idea what anyone is doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone is just
Everyone's
like walking through life being like, well, I guess we'll do that then.
Yeah.
Why
How
not?
old are you?
24. Yeah.
That makes me feel physically sick.
Why?
You're 24?
Yeah.
You're so successful. Do you know how mega you are?
I'm not. I'm really
You're
not.
big time shit.
I'm literally not.
He's got a freaking red carpet rolled out for this kid.
Yeah, no, I'm really. No,
you're not a kid.
I don't really know. I don't really. Yeah,
You
I don't really know
act
what's
so
going
old.
on. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest.
What? You went to Arts Ed, right?
Yeah, I did go to Arts Ed. Yeah,
At the age
blast
of?
from the past. 18.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was there for like 3 years.
Did you love it?
Uh.
Interesting conversation.
Can you love drama school?
I loved it.
Did you? You had a good time? Yeah, I just I don't know.
When did you graduate?
We just didn't get each other, me and the school.
No.
It was I think I graduated, so I went there in 2017, so 2020.
So just pre-pandemic. Just
My last, like, you know, they do like showcases and stuff.
Yeah.
We did like 2 shows and then a showcase. And showcase, no one turned up. Like, for people that don't know, like a showcase at a drama school is like you do like sort of little segments out of different shows and stuff. I mean, it changes it between every drama school, and then all the agents come to it. And it's like a last ditch attempt to kind of get an agent. So we did that, and literally there was no one there. Like, there was no one there. And then Chris Hocking, the principal at the time, came on stage afterwards and was like, "Right, everyone go home. The school's closing because of COVID." And we were like, "What the hell's COVID?" And then
behold.
and then we got locked down.
So interesting enough then, I really kind of love the fact that we've got someone on this couch who didn't enjoy drama school. Because I feel like all the guests I've had on loved it, thrived. I mean, we had a couple who...
It's not that I didn't love it. I just think I feel a lot more myself since I'm not there anymore.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you a bit of a rebel?
Yeah, I think I was, especially at that time, yes.
Yeah.
Drama school's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I met some of my best friends that I will ever have in my life from there, and I'm so grateful for that. But I just felt like they felt like there was like a mould, and I didn't really fit that in any way. And since leaving...
What did they try and make you sing?
Well, like legit stuff, like really legit stuff, and I'm just not really that kind of person.
Now it's time for a quick interval. Go and powder your noses, and we'll see you in 2. What is your singing style?
I feel most comfortable doing like rock stuff.
Okay.
That's what I feel most comfortable doing.
Strong, like belty stuff.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Like,
Sunset was so hard for me. Like,
was it?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not like a baritone in any way. Like, I'm like a up there tenor kind of guy. A bit like Ben.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like up and up. Love it. That's where I feel comfy. But Sunset, like, I don't know what note it goes up to, babe. It's like...
So was it an easy sing for you?
No, it was hot. I had to like train my voice. I had to go and
go lower.
I had to go and have singing lessons with Mark Malin.
Yes, everyone goes to Mark.
I love Mark. He's literally amazing, absolute wizard. But yeah, so he taught me how to sing low, like, because I was there being like,
I know, I've got nothing
like
down.
Breathy as hell. I was like, oh god, this is bad. What kind of stuff do you like singing?
I'm a strong belter.
Strong belter.
High. Hopefully play alpha one day.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Small but mighty. Small but very mighty. Right. I know that we're like so deep into this episode, but my like thing on this podcast is that I ask what's your pre-show ritual right at the beginning.
Gosh, I've got quite a few.
Yeah, so I just, give me everything. What have you got?
It's like changed a lot throughout my career. When I first started working, my first job was Rent, and then I did Angelia, and then I did Sunset. I did a few in between.
I've got it all written down. I know your whole CV.
But they were like the bigger ones, and in terms of like role sizes. And I used to have to go through the whole show.
Oh, really?
The whole show.
What, lyric-wise?
The whole show lyric-wise. Not really scenes. Unless I had a big chunk of dialogue.
Yeah.
But I literally had to go through the whole show. And David Thaxton, who was in Sunset with me, literally pulled me aside and was like, "Why are you doing this, mate?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "If you can't get like, because sometimes you can't get through the whole show, because you know what it's like."
Yeah.
Half, like everyone's coming in. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's busier than other days. He was like, if it doesn't happen, then you just like feel like you're gonna have a bad show. He was like, stop putting yourself through it, just pull it out. So he took my script away from me.
Did he?
He was like, just try it. And I was like, okay. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. So now I just play FIFA.
Well, that
was
a drastic change.
Which is fantastic. So now I just do that.
So it's more like meditation to some extent for your brain when you're focusing on it, so you're not thinking about anything else.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just do that. I like saying have a good show to everyone on my side.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like just going around and making sure that everyone feels like we're all gearing up to something.
It's
quite a nice thing. So I like doing that. It's so psychological as well.
It is. It's
being
like
I'm never gonna have an awful show if that happens. It's absolutely mad. What are you talking about?
I had when I did Bring It On. Do you know the sweet gin gins? If I didn't have a gin before Act 1, I felt like I can't sing it.
Really?
I had to have one. And like if I was running out or something, or I had to
They are lovely though, aren't they?
They are good. But I just thought I need to get out of this habit, number one, because I can't do this forever, It
also just makes it like less enjoyable, I've found.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, you have to do that something. And it's like, oh no, just let that go.
To be fair though, like with Viv, I have got like a word vomit kind of paragraph right at the beginning of the show, which I will do every day.
Yeah.
Because it's quick.
Do you do it at the theatre or do you just do it at some point in the day?
I'll literally do it before I step on, like when I'm in the wing. Just like run through my head quickly.
I used to do that with One Song Glory in Rent.
Just go through it all.
Yeah, and then I really, really buggered it before I went on in my head. And I went on stage, and the only lyrics that came out was One Song Glory. But to the melody.
Oh, really?
So it's literally like one song, glory, one song, glory, one song, glory, one song, glory. And I literally did it for the whole song, stood there, and I just looked at the audience like, yeah, I just did that.
And you loved it.
And but like, you know, when you deliver it with such conviction.
Yeah. Tell the story with your eyes.
Absolute gibberish. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing was coming out.
Listen, those shows happen. It's like when your brain and your mouth just don't want to coexist that day.
And then you start thinking about it as well, and it just gets worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You'll just like ground swallow me up.
Yeah. Okay. So as you've mentioned, you've done Anne Juliet. Hair.
Yes, I did Hair.
How was that at the Palladium?
Forgot about that. That was really cool.
I love Hair.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I love it.
That was insane because we'd just come out of lockdown. It's like the first thing that kind of happened in the West End.
And Palladium's quite the fabulous venue.
It's insane. I just remember walking out and there was like this money drop that happened.
Okay.
So like in the fly tower, there was just all of these pieces of paper that looked like money. And as we walked out, like that gum, 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 do you know that the first bit started and that groove started and all the money was like trickling down on all of us. And the crowd went absolutely mental. It was such a good night. And then everyone got COVID. Oh. Everyone got COVID from that night. It was mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally everyone.
So how long were you open for?
It was one night concert. We were supposed to do 2-night concert. We were supposed to do 2 nights. One in.
I thought it was a short stint.
No. Literally a one night thing, and it was just insane. That was crazy.
Obviously, you're 24.
Yeah.
You've actually worked so much already. For you, right now, what is your career highlight, or like a day that you'll like remember forever?
There was a day in Sunset where we were recording the Cast album, and Nicole was warming up, and it was just me and the orchestra. And I looked at the musical supervisor, Alan Williams, and went, "Can I have a go?" And he was like, "Now, normally actors never ever, I don't think they ever really asked that question to like play with the orchestra." And the orchestra were literally like, normally would just tell people to fuck off. But for some reason, I got on well with all of them really well. And I loved them all so much. And they are literally, like, I felt like I was like the 19th member of that orchestra.
Oh.
But they let me have a go. And I've actually got a video on my Instagram of it.
Okay, let me see.
It's actually insane.
I want to see it right now.
The whole thing was just the most like surreal experience. But I did the whole of With One Look, like the entire thing. And I was like conducting them and they were following me as well.
No.
Like Alan was like, follow him like completely. So like if I like put that as the downbeat, they were there. Like it was, and it's like a 17, 18 piece orchestra. And like the sound was just insane. You see me just getting so carried away.
Let me see.
It's, where is it? There.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. No, it was mad. Look at me here. I just get carried away here.
Oh my
Insane.
gosh.
In the Savoy, like, it was so cool.
You're going to have to send me that so the listeners can see that with their own eyes.
I will.
So are you just kind of taking a break right now?
I call it a sabbatical.
Paid sabbatical?
No, I just take a little sabbatical. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like when you're out of work as an actor, if you tell people that you're not working, they look at you like you've just kicked a puppy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. Like, when you say like you're not working as an actor, people look at you like, oh, and I'm like, oh, that's
no, just
not
like,
nice.
I choose to be here.
So now whenever it's like, well, what are you doing? I just say, oh, I'm having a sabbatical, and they're like, oh, good for you. And I'm like, brilliant. It's just way easier. But no, I've got a few things lined up. I'm doing a couple of TV things.
I was just about to ask you that.
So that's gonna be fun. And then,
can you give it as an exclusive on anything? But we don't want you to get in trouble.
No, I don't think I can. Not yet. It's not been announced.
Can you tell me when the camera's off?
No. Yeah, I'll tell you when the camera's off, potentially. No, but it's gonna be really fun. And I can't believe I've landed this gig. But I'm going out to a very fun city for a couple of months.
Wow.
The day after the Olivier's.
Okay.
To shoot. And then
I hope you win it. I think you will.
God knows.
I think you will.
God knows.
But before
the category's strong. There's some good people in that category.
Well, do you know what? The fact they can just put a nominee
I'm just happy with that.
The winning's amazing, but the fact that you're even nominated is just like wild anyway.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
You're 24, you know.
I'm very happy.
Before the camera came on, we were talking about Dune.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we both loved it. And I was talking about Austin Butler and how he's like my whole past and I'm like obsessed with him. And I said, would you want to do something like that? You're like 100%.
I would love to do that, yeah. I've just signed with like this new agency over in America and they're very good with stuff like that.
Wow. Congratulations.
And so like hopefully between them and my UK rep, we can land
Make
something
happen.
fun in the TV and film world because that would be a dream.
Yeah. So do you want to have like a happy life between both, or do you want to, after Sunset in America, focus more?
Well, like I said earlier, like I'm just kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's no
so
plan.
like, yeah, there's not really any plan. I love playing my guitar and singing, so that's definitely something I want to do.
Yeah.
I love being on stage.
What would you class
do know
yourself
what I mean?
as? A singer, actor, or dancer? Or like
Just
what's your
confused. No.
good answer? What's your strength?
I would say I'm probably an actor who can sing is my thing. I'd probably say.
Wow.
I would say.
Have you
I feel like more of an actor after, like Jamie really has made me feel like an actor. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy how much you learn on a job, isn't
Oh
it?
God, honestly, I've learned more with Jamie Lloyd in that like 3-4 months that I've was working with him than I have had in 3 years of drama school.
Wow.
Like he just knows exactly what to do and how to get the best out of you. Do you know what I mean?
But he is very unique. What do you think of Fabian Eloise?
Oh, I love Fabs.
I know.
He's
I
so
worked with
good.
him. I worked with him in Bring It On. We originated that together.
Isn't he just brilliant?
He's amazing.
I auditioned for Bring It On.
What?
Yeah, because that was in like when was that?
2019 they
2019 they did the
casted
initial
it.
Yeah.
and then we didn't do it until after the pandemic.
Yeah, I auditioned for that.
No
Yeah.
way. So
That was back in the days when I
Fabian
did
already
dance
seen you
schools.
Yeah.
Well, I'd worked with Fabian at drama school. He came and did my dance project.
Oh wow.
He was like using our class as like a guinea pigs for like Evita. Like he was workshopping ideas for that with us lot.
Did Fabian give you the whole, guys, I want your DNA to be in this?
The thing is, I didn't really work with him as much as I did the others because there was like 4 or 5 numbers for them, whereas I did like 27 or something.
Right.
And so like I was in the other studio with Nicole and David and Grace occasionally, like sort of figuring out that. And then they would use the understudies to like be me in the room while they're setting all of that.
Okay.
And then I just come in and they'd be like, Tom, you're doing this. And I'd be like, okay, cool. And then I'd just go back into the other room. It was a bit of a whirlwind.
Okay.
So I didn't actually really spend that much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely something you say, wasn't it?
He was like, guys, I want your DNA all over this. I was like, okay, baby. This has come from the listeners that we put up on our Instagram. And in the Instagram, I said we actually have an Olivier nominee on the couch today. And somebody has asked you, what would winning that Olivier mean to you?
That's a very, very, very difficult question because I don't know if I want to think about winning it. Do you know what I mean?
That's
like
fair.
It's like, yeah, I just feel like it's almost jinxing it. But I mean, it would just be an unbelievable experience, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, there's not many people in the world that can say that they have even been nominated for one.
No.
And it's like such an accolade in our industry.
Yeah.
And so,
It holds so much strength.
yeah, I know it. And it's just to be able to, like, do you know what I mean? I just remember calling up my mum and dad. I called them to tell them that I'd been nominated. I just saw my mum's face and it was just like unreal. Do you know what I mean? Like she was like, no! And I was like, oh, that's so lovely. And so like if that did happen, just to sort of see that again would be really nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
So it's basically doing it for your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
100%.
lovely. That's a lovely thing to say. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
You've
for having
honestly
me.
been a delight. And
Thank you.
good luck at the Olivier's. We'll be rooting for you.
Are you gonna be
Everyone
there?
here. I'm on tour.
Oh.
And last Olivier's, I was so pissed. Like, I was so drunk. I cannot do that again this year.
Yeah, fair.
But have a drink for me.
I will.
And good luck in America.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.